hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip
Bars is back.
hip hop,
Santa
hip
Ant.
hop,
Oh God.
hop,
What's
hip
up with you?
hop. The red lighting, you can't get the loans from the banks in order to do some of the things you want to do. So people that have made a whole lot of money, that are multimillionaires or even billionaires, a lot of that would be a write-off. Tax-wise. You give back, you donate back, that is a write-off. You can write off half of your salary. That's why when people were talking about making over a certain amount and they were going to be taxed more, well, you got more you can write off too. But you have to be knowledgeable of that. And if I'm making a whole lot of money, yeah, you could tax me more if it's going to help somebody else that's struggling coming along. We have so many people homeless on the streets, and these buildings that could turn into apartments. I mean, there's stuff to do, but us killing each other, I don't get it. You know, what is it? What is it? What block you from? What?
Set, yeah.
Might set you from. That's right, baby. Help mom.
Yeah.
Help Auntie stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know the terminology. Yeah.
Wanted to talk to you about Waiting to Exhale and working with Whitney Houston, and her spirit being around her and the tragedy that became of her life. Could you get into that?
Wow. When she died, it was like someone had punched me in my solar plexus. I got a chance to meet her. I came into Phoenix the day or so before I was shooting my scenes, and she had to go for the Grammy Awards. So I got a chance to talk to her. I found out my son and Bobby Christina are born like a day apart in March, and she and Bobby were married on my birthday, July 18th. So we had different things already in common, but such a sweet spirit, so gifted. Even today, when I think about the loss, what we lost as a community and as a nation, this unbelievably gifted voice that was stilled, it's still hurtful. Brings tears to my eyes even now that think that, but we do have her music. And it was a joy to work on that movie, and Fox Studios really didn't expect for it to be the monster it became. The music should have been up for Grammys because you had the divas singing up in there.
The classic, yeah.
For Fierce, and the work of all the folks in the movie, everybody was on point. And so from the book, because people tease me now, he was just in a bad situation. So I would never tell a woman to mess with somebody that belongs to somebody else or is married to somebody else. That's even if they leave and come to you, how do you know that won't happen to you? Because see, you've already stepped a bound of integrity and character. So I would never tell anybody, well, let put this here to you all. You all wouldn't accept us having somebody else besides you. Say if I was hooked up with either of you.
Sir.
No, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
And so, but sometimes folk feel they can do that, and that's what we ought to accept. And usually it's because we don't know who we are. Because once you know as an individual who you are and you're happy in your own skin, you're not going to go for the okie doke. I'm not going to knowingly have you and you got me and somebody else. First thing, that's dangerous nowadays anyway, with all the stuff that's out here. You understand me? Listen, so, but it was an awesome experience working with her and the whole cast. And I had been directed by Forrest Whitaker before in Strapped with Bokeem Woodbine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that movie, I did where I played Nurse Shelley, South Central.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Yeah, God helped him to get the monkey ball. So, you know, I love having that in my arsenal, that they're pieces of work that will stand the test of time. Because I'll have people come up to, I remember you as Nurse Shelley. And it's amazing because people say, well, I should have adopted him. And I did adopt my son some years later.
Mm.
So, but yeah, so the experience with Whitney was just wonderful.
Did you hear recently about Bobby Brown's son passing away? That
Yes.
just happened recently too. Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, just the other day.
Yeah.
So that's 2 of his children gone.
Yeah. It's tragic.
One thing too, in being in show business, first thing, you can't believe the hype, and you have to have a foundation, because one minute you can't pay your rent, and the next minute you have more money than you have ever seen in life, and you could buy anything you want. And the folks who's pouring this money into you will also pour in other things to distract you, and that could take you out of here in terms of different drugs and things. And that you can buy whatever it is. And I don't, you know, have anything to say when you to buy whatever you want, and you want to make sure your family's cool and they're straight. But you have to really be careful, because the business is like a drug. It can draw you right in. And if you don't have a firm foundation, you can be a 1 minute number, 1 minute wonder, and that's it. Or you ingest and do so many things that's dangerous for you that you leave out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know, at 28, same thing for Bobby Christina,
Mm-hmm.
same thing for Whitney, same thing. I mean, you know, you have to treat both success and failure, treat both imposters the same. It's that poem, If, that's by Rudyard Kipling, that talks about that. You know, you have to have a balance. That's important.